Hello, everyone. Happy holidays. I hope everyone has had a good holiday, spent it with your family and friends, enjoying lots of love and celebration. Wonderful time to get together with family and friends. And so I kept my holiday pretty quiet, trying to catch up on things, organize things for the new year because I'm going to be very busy in the new year. So I'm using this time to do a lot of catch-up work, actually. But it's an honor and privilege to be here. And hi, Diana Huerta. Nice to meet you. So thanks for joining me. Today's live session is going to be about how to use your body to make decisions. How to use your body to make decisions. I think making decisions is one of the most important things we can do, right? You want to make good decisions. You want to make decisions that set you up for success. You want to make decisions that allow you to manifest the things that you want to manifest for your future. So, decision making is one of the most important things that we could do for ourselves, whether it's health, whether it's money, whether it's career, whether it's personal, whether it's business, whether it's a job, right? So, there are tools that you can use to make decisions. And one of the tools is really your body. And so I want to talk about that, why your body is a tool to make decisions, and also some of the tools and tips you could use to make decisions using your body. What can you do? It takes practice. You're not gonna just get it right away. It takes a lot of practice and having a self-awareness of your body and what your body's telling you. So we'll get into that topic. So before we do that, let's get into cleaning out the energy of the room, and then we'll get to the topic of how to use your body for making decisions. Relax, st stay present, and breathe naturally. Dear God, angels, spirit guides, and masters, divine creator, thank you so much for allowing us to open this sacred space. Thank you so much for allowing us to talk about this topic of how to use your body that is connected to the divine to make life's decisions. Thank you so much for allowing us to be here engage with each other and be in a safe space, to interact with each other with flow, peace, with compassion, with love, with humanity for all. Thank you so much for removing all low frequency energies that do not serve the highest and best interest of the souls in this sacred space. Thank you so much for allowing this session to go off with peace, serenity, and with flow. Thank you. And so it is. Namaste. Okay. The topic, let's get into the topic. Okay. For those of you, again, I want to keep mentioning this because we're actively developing an AI educational platform on traditional Chinese medicine healing system to support your health and wellness. And it's really incredible what we're building, and we're so excited about it. I'm a huge fan of Chinese medicine. And so as we're building this, we want to find out from you what would you like in such a platform? What are the features? What are the challenges that you have? And what can we do? What can we build? How can we solve for the things that you're interested in so that the platform could serve you at the highest level? And so go to this survey, 69moons.co/consumers, and please complete the survey, complete the questions that we ask. That will really help us identify what it is that you want in such a platform to support your health and wellness. And so we really greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's go back to the topic, using your body to make life's decisions. Okay, so the premise of why your body is a tool to make decisions is because the thing about your body is it wants to protect you. It wants to keep you safe, and your body is there to protect you and keep you safe. That's why when you feel like when you're in situations where there's danger, your body has fear. There's over sometimes your hair can stand on the back of your neck, right? You've heard of that phrase before, or you have, you know, or you have this, knot in the pit of your stomach, right? You hear about these physical reactions to things that are happening in your environment and things that you are seeing and experiencing. You have physical reaction. How about if you recall a story about the death of your grandmother that you loved, and this death happened 20 years ago, right? You loved her so much, but as you're recalling that story now, you have tears running down. So you see how your body has such a physical reaction to your thoughts. Your body has a physical reaction to your thoughts, which is coming in from the not just your thoughts, but also from external stimulation. And so your body is always trying to protect you and always trying to keep you safe. And that body is really connected to the divine, to your higher self, to your soul. It's connected to the universal forces. Your body is part and parcel of all of the energetic forces of the universe. It's not separate from it because it comes from these divine powers. It's made up of just this pure, powerful life force energy called chi, life force energy chi. So it's all interconnected. Interconnected with energy. It's interconnected with chi. It's interconnected with the yin yang energies, the five elements. It's interconnected with everything. And that's why your body has a reaction to everything. And this is the reason why your body can be used as a tool to make life decision, but you have to use it correctly. That's the thing. You have to be able to have an awareness, a deep awareness of your body, and then interpret those signals that your body is giving to you correctly. That's the thing. And that takes practice. And sometimes it takes a little while to get that, to understand what your body's trying to tell you. It takes practice. It's not something that's overnight. And sometimes you might interpret what your body's telling you in the wrong way because you're not skilled at it. You're not, you know, you're not, you don't really understand you don't understand, what your body's really telling you. And so the interpretation of what your body's saying could be wrong. And a lot of times it could be wrong because there's so much white noise going on in our mind, right? So, your body could be saying something and maybe you've interpreted correctly, but then you're second guessing yourself, or maybe you've interpreted wrong and you think it's correct because the conscious mind gets confused because we put in a lot of white noise in here, and that white noise is it's kind of like a wrench in the engine, right? The engine is going and it's running smoothly, and then you put a wrench in there. And so now the wrench, the engine is like kind of, a little bit chaotic. So as our mind is so powerful, but as we put in all of this information and data that we're getting from all over the place, right? There's so much data information, it gets confused. And that confusion doesn't allow us to really understand and read the signals of our body correctly. That's what it is. When we have too much white noise in here, we're not able to read our body correctly or understand our body correctly. And so that's one of the big impediments of being able to read the signals of your body and understand what it's really saying to you. Hello, Heidi. Hello, Mary Stravinsky. Welcome. And oh yeah, Heidi, you're from Boulder. Oh my God, I love Boulder, Colorado. It's one of my favorite places in the US. Colorado is one of the most beautiful places. Boulder is one of the most beautiful places. And I love the mountains there. I just love it there. So beautiful. You're lucky to live there. Anyway, okay. So what it is that that our body is giving us signals all the time. We've just got to be able to interpret it and understand it correctly. That's what it is. And it takes time to understand what your body's telling you. So your body is essentially wants to keep you safe and protected. And that's why it gives physical reactions to it. That's what it is. It gives physical reactions. So your body is a very, very powerful tool to make the decisions, to make right decisions, whether it's for your health, whether it's for money, whether it's for career, whether it's for business, whether it's for personal relationships, whether, if you're going to get married to somebody, right? That's a big decision, right? And now, how many times have you seen people break up, or the rate of divorce now is probably over 50%, right? And how many times do you see people break up? Because they haven't really, and it doesn't mean that because you don't stay with the person forever that it was a bad decision, because sometimes your soul needs to be in certain challenging situation in order to learn that lesson to be able to go to the next level. So, even when people get divorced, it's not necessarily a mistake, but perhaps you might have preferred to have married somebody for the rest of your life and had this beautiful relationship. When we look at, 85-year-old couples and they're still together and they've been married for what, 50 years, we all say, "Oh," right? We all kind of look at that and say, "Yeah, we want that too," right? That we want to grow old with our partner, until we pass, until our body passes on, but our soul is eternal. So, there's certain things that we look at that we would like to have, right? And so that all takes making decisions. Oh, okay. So I just want to remind you, if you have a question as I'm going, please let me know and I will answer it. Okay. Hi, Pragata. What a beautiful name, Pragata. Um, if I'm saying it correctly, if I'm not saying it correctly, I apologize. I apologize. Okay. Okay, so now let's go back to the subject of how can you listen to your body in a way that's correct? What can you do that is going to allow you to make the right decisions for your life, and using your body to do that? And so one of the first things, step one, is to really get your mind clean. Get your mind clean. And it's an exercise that you could do every single day, is that you want to first get your mind clean. So you might want to start with just closing your eyes and just doing a quiet meditation for 5 to 10 minutes to let all of the white noise of the mind go off like a leaf on a stream. You want that white noise to just kind of swim away like a leaf on a stream. You know how you see a leaf on a stream? You want that white noise to just go by, pass by, pass by, pass by. And so you want to clean out the mind. That's the first thing. You've got to clean that out because you want to connect that mind to the body, right? So the first thing is to really cleanse the mind. So sit there and do like a 5 to 10 minute meditation to clean it out. And when you feel like you're in a clean place or a more pure place, because you feel calm. You return to feeling calm. You return to feeling peaceful. That's when you know that your mind is really starting to clean itself out. When you feel peaceful, when you feel calm, when you feel connected to the divine, when you feel connected to your high self, when you feel like you've come home to your soul, that's when you know that you've really started to clean out this white noise. So that's the first thing you want to do, because you want to connect that conscious mind, the subconscious mind, to the conscious mind, to the body, right? You want that connection. And if the mind has so much white noise, that connection is going to be muddied. You want a clean connection. You don't want a muddy connection. That's why you've got to cleanse the mind. You've got to cleanse all that white noise. And so then you want to pay attention to your body. You want to kind of do a scan of your body. Like, how does what areas of your body do you feel pain? What areas of your body do you feel? What is your body kind of telling you? You want to do like kind of a scan of your body. You want to put your awareness to, okay, let me first put my awareness to my head. put my awareness to my throat area, my shoulder, my back area, my chest, my abdomen, my leg. Where do I feel any kind of pain or any kind of type of, pain or, anything that signals that your body's giving you? Where do you feel some, because your body's communicating. What can you just observe? Don't like, I wouldn't even make a judgment about it. Just make an observation of what's going on. Scan your body and make an observation of what's going on. What's going on? What are the observations that you're making? What's going on? Take an inventory of what's going on in your body, in what area, so on and so forth. And then what you really want to do is take an inventory of that. And that might be the first step. Just do that. And then after that, I would open the eyes, have a journal, and write it down. Write down the things that you've observed in your body. I've observed this in my chest. I've observed this in my leg. I observed this in my, shoulder area, this in my back area. Make an observation and write it down. And that's what I would do for the first, the first time or the first exercise. I wouldn't really, I don't, it's not trying to, you're not trying to understand your body. You're just trying to observe your body. That's really the first thing that you want to do. And you might want to just do this exercise of cleaning the mind and observing the body for at least a few sessions, for maybe a week, 2 weeks, where you start to see a pattern. And you might start to see a pattern of what's going on in your body. So you might want to do this exercise for a certain duration of time to really observe if there's a pattern that you're seeing in the body, because you're looking for the patterns. The patterns are what's important. So if it's just an anomaly, then it's not a pattern. So that's why you just want to do that exercise for a certain duration of time to see what the patterns are. What are the patterns that are emerging out of this observation, and write it down. So every time after you do it, you write it down. You say day one, the date, the time that you did it, write down all the observation, and then you do it again. The date, the time, write down all the observations. And then after you've done it for like a couple of weeks, let's say a week or 2 weeks, you look at it and you say, look, oh, do I see any patterns in the observation of my body? What patterns am I seeing? Because you could look through your journal and see if there's the same patterns that come up over and over and over and over again. And notice what the patterns are. Write it down. Oh, I've noticed that I might have an ache, an ache at the lower abdomen of my stomach, or I have this going on in my right shoulder, the front or the back of my right shoulder, like that. Things like that you've seen over and over. You're observing. And don't make any judgments about it. Don't make any judgments. Don't say it's neither good nor bad. I wouldn't make any judgments. I would just write down what the patterns are. And then, and then after you've done that, you've noticed the patterns, what you should do is then you go back, close your eyes, do a meditation, cleanse the mind. And then I would start asking questions, true or false questions, like for instance, Heidi, you can ask the question, is my name Heidi? Is my name Heidi? Questions that you know are true and false. Is my name Heidi? Is my name Heidi? And notice what your body does. Does your body have a different sensation? Is it the same sensation? Maybe it's in the area where you felt something. What do you feel now? What do you notice? What changes have you noticed in the body? What signs are you getting? What does the sensation feel like? Does it feel like a tightening sensation? Does it feel like a loosening sensation? Does it feel like the sensation is contracting? What does the sensation feel like? Maybe it's in the shoulder. And so you keep asking true or false questions to your body. That's how you notice the pattern. What is your body saying? So there was a famous hedge fund investor. I forget what his name is. He's very, very famous. I forget what his name is. And every time there was something wrong with the investment portfolio, he would get a backache. He would get a backache. Anytime that there was something wrong with his investment portfolio, he would get a backache, which would tell him that he needed to look at the data. He needed to look at the portfolio much closer, that there's something going on here that he needed to change or shift and make a different decision. And that's how, and this is a true story about this gentleman. I wish I had known his name. I forget his name. He's a very well-known hedge fund investor. And every time there was something wrong with it, and he knew this, he was very aware of his body, that he would get this backache. And because of that backache, he would look into it much closer. He would actually start to look at the data. What is the data showing? But that was the first thing, was that backache. And so you want to find that pattern, the pattern of every time, like if there's a false statement, if you say, my name is Heidi, and you say, okay, what's the sensation? Is the sensation, it should be a sensation of more like kind of more of expansion sensation when something is true. When something is false, might be more of a contraction, it could be more of a restrictive feeling, right? Because it's not true, because the truth always has a kind of a relaxing feeling to it. There's a relaxation to truth. And then there's kind of a more of a constricting sensation to false. So you want to keep asking those questions, and you want to find the pattern of what your body is saying. So every time I say a true statement, my body's doing this. And every time I say a false statement, my body's doing this. Because your body knows if it's true or false. Okay, so that's what you were trying to find. You're trying to find that pattern of when you say true statements, what is your body doing? And when you say false statements, what is your body doing? So then this way, what happens is once you know, and once you do find that pattern, then if you need to make a decision in your life, you can ask that question. It's like, let's say you want to move to another state, right? And you're not sure what is for your highest and best interest. You ask your body, and then from the sensation that you get, you'll say, oh, my body's, because you know the patterns, you know the pattern of what the body does when it's true, and you know the pattern of what the body does when it's false. You could use your body. Now, can you sometimes interpret it incorrectly? Absolutely, because maybe your mind is not as clear. So it's all dependent on how much cleansing you've done to your mind. A lot of energy. So if you have too much, you have too much low frequency energy running through your mind and your body, and you're trying to do this exercise, you could trip up. So the more you cleanse your body, the more you cleanse the mind, the more you cleanse yourself energetically, do the energy cleansing. And I have guided meditations to do a lot of energetic cleansing. You want to cleanse yourself energetically, because once you cleanse yourself, the more you keep cleansing yourself, the more you're going to get the truth, the more you're going to interpret and understand better what your body's telling you. So the precursor to really getting the right, interpreting the signals correctly is to cleanse, 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 cleanse yourself energetically. Cleanse yourself. Because that cleansing is what's going to help you to interpret the body correctly, the signals correctly, and finding the right patterns for truth and the right patterns for false. So that's the key here, finding truth patterns and finding false patterns. And so when you ask a question about a life decision, you would have clarity if it's truth or false. Okay, so does anybody have any question thus far about that? Okay, hi Niger. Oh, Niger has a question. What about arising thoughts? So, or those thoughts with less voice? Should we listen to them like still voices that nudge you? Okay, so you're talking about the inner voice. The inner voice is important. The inner voice is important. So is that inner voice coming from a place of expansion, or is that inner voice coming from a place of contraction? The inner voice generally, so is the inner voice coming from a place of fear, or is it coming from a place of love? Because if it's coming from a place of love, that inner voice, it's you want to listen to it. But if it's coming from a place of just abject fear, then you might want to discard it. When it comes from a place of expansion, love, and light, then you know it's guidance, it's truth, it's powerful. So if you're in a state of abject fear, and that's not to say that there's a reason why you're given fear. You're given fear so that you could protect yourself, right? You can protect yourself. But oftentimes when people have make decisions based on fear, they're making it based on um they're making it based on just they're making it based on something that's not for their highest and best good. So you have to be able to interpret whether the fear is a legitimate fear, or if it's a fear that is trying to get you to go in a direction that's not really good for you. So these are the subtle things that over time, when you really listen to your body and start to have that self-awareness and quiet the mind, you can make those distinctions, because those distinctions can be overlapped, can feel overlapped. Am I making this decision based on fear because somebody is because it's just based on pure fear and it's trying to take me in a direction that is not for my best good? Or I'm making this decision, do I have this fear and it's a legitimate fear that's telling me don't do this because it's not for my highest and best good? You see the difference? And so the more you're able to be aware of your thoughts, aware of your body, the more you can make that distinction. What fear is legitimate and what fear is not legitimate. So the inner voices can come from two different spaces, and you want to really be in tune as to which space is that inner voice coming from. Is that inner voice coming from expansion? But generally, the inner voice is a guidance tool. It's one of the biggest guidance tools that you ever have, right? That's why I say listen to your gut, listen to your inner voice, listen to your intuition. Why people say that over and over again? Because because it's connected to your higher self, it's connected to the divine, it's connected to all the universal forces, and it wants to steer you in the right direction. It wants to steer you in that direction of expansion and growth, right? It wants to steer you in that direction. So your body is the same way. You know, your higher self wants you to go in that expansion and growth direction. Okay. Najira asks, is it wise to avoid thrift items and goods because they carry the energy of the previous owner? Okay. Also, do fabrics such as linen help with our frequency when we wear them? Yes. Okay, so what you want to do is if you get thrift items, I love thrift items, and you feel that it might have bad energy, clear the energy, clear it, put it under the sun. Sun is a wonderful clearing energy. Let it go under the sun and clear it, and set the intention to clear it. Use sage, use bell to clear the energy. And as you're clearing the energy, set the intention. All negative, all low frequency energy is removed from this object. And do it outside or open a window. When you do it, open a window and set the intention that this energy is being removed. So just clear the energy. And yes, cloth also, natural materials have a better frequency than polyesters, right? Although I do like polyesters for traveling because, it doesn't get wrinkled as much. Linen gets so wrinkled, right? And I love linen. I love cotton. And also when I sleep with only 100% cotton. Um, I only sleep with 100% cotton sheets because it's better energy. I would love to sleep with silk sheets, but it's a little bit expensive. So I use 100% cotton. So I make sure my sheets are good materials. But when I do travel, my clothes are mixed. Sometimes it's polyester just because of practical reasons, just because I travel very light. I travel extremely light. So but yes, I prefer to wear things that are more natural and it does have a better frequency. So yes. So I hope I've answered that question. Okay, let's see. Jose Manuel Lopez. Hi, Jose. How are you? Hi, Moon. This is my first time catching a live stream. Hope you had happy holidays and wishing you many blessings for this new year 2025. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm wishing you the same. Incredible blessings for the new year. 2025 is going to become, I think it's going to be a bumpy ride. I think we're going to have some great expansions, but I think some of those great expansions are going to happen with some really challenging times. And so, I'm kind of mixed about 2025. There's an excitement about it, and yet there's some trepidation, so I have some mix and I'm working through that myself. I'm working through all of that. I am a work in progress. So thank you so much, Jose Manuel, for that wonderful blessing and wishes. So thank you. I deeply appreciate it. Next year is going to be really exciting because next year our goal is to launch uh, is to really ramp up the development of our AI educational platform and traditional Chinese medicine. So we're going to really be ramping that up. And then maybe we'll launch it maybe towards the end of the year or maybe 2026. But the development of this project is it's really cool and there's challenges to it and we're using a lot of AI, deep AI to help us. So but we have the right team for it and the people that are the engineers that are working on it are they're just geniuses, genius people, geniuses. So that's something will be a big focus of mine next year. And hopefully you guys will have some projects and intentions to focus on for next year as well. Okay, so does anybody else have any questions, more questions about this using your body as a tool to make decisions? You're welcome, Najera. Any other questions? Okay, so let me see. Okay, so the key to this is that once you've calmed the mind and once you start seeing patterns, observing patterns of your body, that's when you want to start to ask true or false questions that you already know. So you could ask, true or false questions. My name is Heidi. You know if it's true or false. So you're going to start asking a lot of questions that you know are true or false. And from there, there's gonna be a pattern that emerges of what your body's what your body's saying to you when it's true and what your body's saying to you false. So write it down. So write down. So after you do that practice, write down what your body's doing with true statements and what your body's doing with false statements. Write down everything. And then from there, keep doing that, keep practicing and see what patterns emerge out of that. When I say true statements, this is what my body's showing me. When I say false statements, this is what my body's showing me and telling me. And then look at the patterns of those of what it consistently shows you over and over again, because there's always going to be anomalies. So you're looking for patterns that keep happening over and over again. You're not looking for the anomaly. You're looking for the pattern that's repeated over and over again. And so once you really see the pattern and you feel confident about it, that's when you can really test it out with making decision. So maybe you might test it out making a small decision, like um, what you're going to eat, right? Rather than using it to make a huge decision, like, oh, I'm going to invest all this money in this account versus this. Those are bigger. Maybe you might want to use it in small things in your life, like what I'm going to eat for breakfast, or what restaurant am I going to go to, or should I go to that party, or not? You know what I'm saying? So use it and practice with small decisions like, what does my body need for the breakfast? Does it want, ask it, do you want fruit versus a pancake? Like use it for the smaller things in your life and see the results of how it's working. See the results. Because you'll know over time what the results are. You'll say, okay, I made that decision using my body and it was a good result. I made this decision using my body. It wasn't such a good result. And record all of it and say, oh, wow, I'm getting better at this because I'm making small decisions and I'm using my body and I'm getting good results. So now I could make a bigger decision with it. So you want to use it for small things. Use small things, maybe, or it's like, should I go to that event or that party, right? Because sometimes, I don't want to go to an event, but I feel like, oh, I should. So that's when I might ask, should I go? Is it important to go or whatever? And if I go, and maybe it's good, maybe it was a waste of time, but it's not going to have major consequences in life. So use it to make smaller decisions, at first, because if you're going to use it immediately to say, should I move to another state, that's a big decision. So you probably don't want to use it initially for big decisions. You may want to use it for small decisions, small ones, and then from there work your way up as you get better and better at it, because it's only through practice you're going to get better and better. It's only through practice. Even when you're good at it, it's not going to be 100% that you're going to get it right. When you're good at it, I would say if you're getting 70 to 80%, you're doing well. That means you're almost an expert at doing it. 70 to 80% right results is a very high, that means that you've really mastered it. But so I would say 70 to 80% it's correct. You've mastered the technique of really being aware and listening to your body. And so what it is you really need to clean out the mind. The mind has to be cleaned out, and you want to clean out energetically. Any low frequency, you just want to cleanse yourself, cleanse yourself. That's how you could really speak to your body, listen to your body, hear what it's saying, understand what it's saying, understand the patterns of what it's saying, the patterns of when it's true, the patterns of when it's false. And that takes time, but it takes a lot of cleansing. You want to cleanse your mind, cleanse yourself energetically, and then you can connect to the body. You can connect to what your body's telling you, because your body always wants to protect you and keep you safe and wants your highest and best good. Okay, so does anybody else have any questions, any more questions about this topic? If not, I think we could close out the room. If you have any other questions, please let me know before I close out the room. Okay, so try this practice and let me know how it goes. Leave a comment under this video. Try the practice and let us know what's working, what's not working, and please let us know how it's working for you. Would love to get your feedback on this, using your body as a tool to make decisions. Okay. So again, for those of you, just to remind you, for those of you who haven't been able to complete our survey, here's the link. It's 69moons.co/consumers to find out what you would want in our AI educational platform on traditional Chinese medicine healing system. Heidi says cleansing your body would help balance the root chakra too. Yes, absolutely. Cleansing your body is the essence. It's like a kind of a foundation for balance, right? Because when you clean, right, energetically, you're creating balance. You're creating balance no matter what. And so all of your chakras will be more in balance, right? When you're cleansing, it's like the foundation for everything. It's the foundation for harmony, balance in all of your chakra system. So that's why, a lot of times there are there are specific meditations, guided meditations to just to clean out your root chakra, right? Now, to clean out your chakra system, not just your root, but going up from the crown to the third eye, to the throat, to the heart, to the upper abdomen, to this, sacral, to the root, right? So that, the crown, starting from the crown, there's a cleansing that you could do, those meditations and cleansing exercises. That's part of a cleansing, the cleansing of yourself energetically. And one of the biggest ways that you could really cleanse yourself energetically is your thoughts. Are you having thoughts that are too negative, too toxic? Because if you keep repeating those thoughts that are too toxic, then you're not, you're dirtying your energetically more. You want to, how do you cleanse that? You want to also have thoughts that really honor you, thoughts that don't put you down, thoughts that don't make you feel unworthy, thoughts that don't say you're not good enough, right? You want to create thoughts that honor you, that say you are a infinite potential light of being with infinite possibilities. You want to have thoughts that honor you, thoughts that honor you, thoughts to say, yes, I'm unconditionally worthy. Yes, I am part and parcel of the light. Yes, I can do this. Yes, I'm creative. Yes, I'm talented. I'm resourceful in my own way, right? So thoughts that don't honor you are also creating a muddied energetic system. So you want to make sure that your thoughts are in alignment with that cleansing, that purity. So if you keep saying thoughts that don't honor you, you've got to stop those thoughts. That's also a cleansing process. The mind is the first tool to cleanse energetically. Doing the true false questions. Okay, feeling more secure. How do you clean energetically? I have lots of guided meditations. It starts with your thoughts. Your thoughts are the first thing that you want to do. Stop saying things that do not honor you. Thoughts, that's number one. Number two, there's exercises. I have guided meditations to clean yourself. Anytime you clean out your thoughts, like remember I said all that white noise, and you find peace that you're cleaning out yourself energetically. Your thoughts are directly tied with your energetics. And then you can also command to release and remove Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono is a wonderful way, it's a wonderful cleansing tool. So I have a Ho'oponopono guided meditation, and I also have a Ho'oponopono video about the concept of Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono is a Hawaiian spiritual practice to cleanse yourself, and you're asking the subconscious mind and to connect with the super conscious mind, to connect with the divine, to cleanse yourself of all of these low frequency things, energies that do not serve you. And as you cleanse, because there's a certain, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, you're cleansing. And as you're cleansing yourself, then you are meeting high frequency people and high frequency situations, and you're avoiding low frequency situations and people, because everything's by law of attraction. Everything's by law of attraction. The universe is inclusive. So as you keep purifying and cleanse, they call it cleansing in Ho'oponopono, you're automatically meeting different types of people and situations because of that cleansing. And so you're energetically protecting yourself. So use my guided meditations. Use my guided meditations, and Ho'oponopono is a wonderful cleansing tool. Okay. All right, everyone. So wonderful. If there's no other questions, we could close out the room. Thank you for being here on this topic of using your body to make life decisions. And please practice, try it out, see how it works out for you. Okay, so let's do a closing prayer. Dear God, angel, spirit, guides, and masters, divine creator, thank you so much for allowing us to create this sacred space. Thank you so much for allowing us to have this beautiful, engaging interaction with these wonderful souls. Thank you for allowing them to be guided by their body and connected to their higher self and the divine, that the body is always trying to protect them, trying to always guide them to the right direction for their highest and best good. Allow them to really make that connection so that they can understand what the signals, the signs of the body are. So thank you so much for continuing to be with us and continue to give us all of these tools and tips so that we can become a powerful manifester of our lives, to be connected to the light, to be connected to our expansion and growth. So thank you so much for your continued support, your continued wisdom, your continued guidance, your continued protection, and most importantly, your unconditional love. And so it is. Namaste. Okay, much love and blessings. I'll see you next week when it's the new year. Okay, bye.